up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. There are just 25 days until Taiwan's national elections. John Van Trieste brings us the latest from the campaign trail.
Though Taiwan's presidential election is less than a month away, the candidates are still refining their platforms. The Taiwan People's Party's Ko Wen-je has just announced a 7-point plan to secure the country's finances. Among his proposals, a sovereign wealth fund to get the country's assets actively earning, and a more independent central bank.
中央银行呢，因为它被背负了一个责任，所以它很难翻身呢。因为它每年要缴整个中央政府总收入的10%的，它可以变成一个比较独立的单位来帮助台湾的产业发展。
The Democratic Progressive Party's Lai Ching-te has taken a brief break from the campaign trail to attend to his duties as Taiwan's sitting vice president. But here, too, he's made a plug for his presidential ambitions. Lai's party rejects China's claim to Taiwan. And despite Chinese threats to invade, his DPP has stressed Taiwan's sovereignty through its 8 years in control of the presidency and the legislature. But this has hurt Taiwan's agricultural industry, as China bans a growing range of Taiwanese produce. At a meeting with young farmers, Lai said his party has weaned Taiwan off dependence on the Chinese market, with the U.S. now farmers' top export destination. He also says he sees agricultural exchanges as part of his foreign policy, and he made this pledge.
我也很希望我们台湾的年轻人能够多到海外，多看看世面，所以我有提出一个100亿的海外圆梦基金。
And the Kuomintang's Ho Yo-i has been busy meeting voters at a religious event. His first order of business at this stop was to reject claims by the New Power Party that he received illegal campaign donations back in 2018 and 2022 when he was running for mayor of New Taipei. But he's talking policy too. His latest focus is immigration. Ho proposes setting up an immigrant affairs bureau and passing a law to protect immigrants to Taiwan. He also wants a rule change so that Chinese immigrants through marriage only need 4 years in Taiwan to get a citizen ID card, the same as anyone else who immigrates to Taiwan for their spouse. From big new projects to big changes to the rules, Taiwan can expect to head in new directions, no matter who the voters decide to elect. Chris Ma and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
China has lashed out over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan, demanding that Washington stop supporting what it calls Taiwanese separatists.
中方敦促美方把坚持一个中国政策、不支持台独等承诺落到实处，停止武装台湾的危险趋势，停止制造台海紧张因素，停止纵容和支持台独分裂势力以武谋独。
Washington announced a $300 million weapons sale to Taiwan last week. The Chinese Communist Party claims Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory despite never having ruled it. Taiwan's government says Taiwan is its own country and that its people will decide their own future. TSMC's chair Mark Liao will retire from the world-famous chip-making giant next June. TSMC also announced Liao's intention not to serve on its board, despite being the company's public face since succeeding founder Morris Chang in 2018. During his tenure, Liao has expanded TSMC's operations beyond national borders amid growing tensions in the Taiwan Strait. Current CEO and Vice Chair C.C. Wei is expected to take over and lead the company, which makes almost all of the world's most advanced chips. Lawmakers in Taiwan have passed a record government spending bill for next year. They've approved $88 billion for the 2024 general budget. Social welfare programs, education, and national defense all received funding boosts, while cuts were made to things like international travel spending, overseas training programs, and several maintenance budgets. A new law raises tax levels for people in Taiwan who own vacant residential properties. An amendment passed Tuesday is part of the government's efforts to curb speculation in the local property market. Residential property tax will go up from 2% to 4.8% for people who have multiple houses but do not live in them. The move aims to ease housing shortages by pushing owners to put vacant homes up for rent. Taiwan is struggling to meet the challenges of its aging demographics, changes that many other countries will soon face. Bryn Thomas has the story.
Taiwan has spent more money on long-term care in 2023 than ever before, but over $2 billion was still not enough to meet the country's ever greater need to care for its elderly population. This problem came into harsh focus in the past week when a man in the sovereign city of Tainan was arrested for killing his ill mother. Reports said the stress of taking care of her was too much for him. In Taiwan, looking after elderly people is a responsibility that often falls on their immediate family or migrant workers. Healthcare professionals say help is available for these caregivers, but many struggle to find it.
我们知道很多照顾者他其实是不习惯求助的。我们体系内其实是有照顾者支持系统，那可是其实还有不普及的地方。
Despite Taiwan's record budget this year for long-term care, people in the industry say medical capacity is the bigger issue.
在医疗推行了这么多年，那可是使用者可以使用到的民众其实是很少，因为这个根结问题其实还是在那个供给面不足了。
Taiwan is not the only country facing these challenges. Neighboring Japan and South Korea have similarly aging societies and their own plans to meet rising demands for long-term care. But for Taiwan, the ability to look after its older population will come down to the resources it's willing to commit to its caregivers. Luffy Lee, Philip Brassard, and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Animal shelters in Taiwan have reached their limit as the number of abandoned pets, including exotic ones, continues to rise. Reese Ayers has this report.
Slurping down its meal, this hungry little hedgehog is receiving the love and care it needs to make a full recovery, after being abandoned by its owner. It's one of the lucky ones, however, as animal rescue centres in Taiwan are reaching maximum capacity, with some even having to turn animals away.
有可能是因为兔年的关系，所以其实从年初我们才第1个月而已，我们就收容了大概60-70只了。
Rescue centres like this one in Taipei are at breaking point, as more people in Taiwan opt to raise pets instead of children, without considering the implications of owning animals.
大部分的人养宠物是冲动性购买，他把它当成商品，所以只要4个字就可以养，好可爱哦。
Capacity and impulse buying aren't the only issues. The increasing popularity of exotic pets in the country is leading to the abandonment of a wider variety of animals, including turtles, lizards, and even raccoons. These kinds of pets are typically much harder to raise and treat.
不能每一只宠物养买进来就像是犬猫一样照顾，因为那是完全不同物种，需求都是不同的。饲养一个物种之前真的是得需要做好功课。
There are currently only 9 animal rescue centres in Taiwan that can cater to exotic animals. Despite there being fines for abandoning pets of any kind, experts say there aren't enough regulations when it comes to breeding and buying pets, and that Taiwan can learn from how other countries handle the issue.
像瑞士这些国家，他们都是会有很明确的规定说。 你养仓鼠，你要先做好什么准备？你甚至要上课，你要取得证明，说你有那个资格才可以去做饲养。比如说，你想要养狗，他会来看你的院子的状态，看你的居家的环境状况，其实跟领养小孩很像。
Animal protection groups are taking aim at the source of the issue by proposing pet store owners and staff get qualified.
业者的责任在于必须明确的告知，而且业者进行宠物贩售销售的。 店员或者是店长或者经营者，他必须得有专业训练，而不是当成商品一样。
Whether it's rodents, rabbits, or raccoons, pet abandonment is an issue that spans all species, and animal rights groups hope that a combination of regulation and education can help bring some humanity back into pet ownership. Kama Xu and Reese Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, check out the Shanghai Festival of Dragons and Lanterns, which has come to Paris for the first time. I'm Liao. Take care, and I'll see you next time.